Welcome back. Okay, we've gotten all the controls we need for our press and hold buttons. We've put them onto the UCI, or presumably you did in between the last video and this one. Let's write the code. Go to your editor window for the block controller. And as always, what we're gonna do is we're gonna think things through. So go to your system branch, grab a comment block, and let's just start thinking this. All right, Jeff, talk it through me. What happens? What are we trying to accomplish, step by step?
Well, we might not get it all in order, but we'll get there. Okay,
exactly, and that's okay. That's the best way to do it. Just get your thoughts onto the paper, rearrange them into the order you need to later.
So let's think through this. I'm going to need to, well, we've got the preset buttons. So let's start with a preset button.
Absolutely.
And the first thing that I'm going to do is, well, I know that I'm going to poke it and unpoke it. So
Sure,
I'm going to make notes as well.
So when preset button is pressed, and you're saying that's one thing is going to happen when you poke it, and one other thing is going to happen when you release it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
when button is pressed / true, because it will be true.
Yeah. So do one thing when true.
And then
do other thing when false.
Right, when button is released / when it's false.
Okay, so what is going to happen when it's true? What happens when you actually press the button? We don't want to load or save anything yet, right?
No.
We don't want to do that until you release it. So what does happen when you press the button?
Well, there's going to be something about that hold time. And I remember that we have a timer that can take a hold time. We can shove a time into it. And I want to know, I remember that word tick. Because that word, when I hear the word tick, 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 I think boom. So tick, 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 boom goes the dynamite. If I poke the button, I want to start a timer that goes tick, 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 tick. And if the timer goes boom, I want to know that it went boom.
Yes.
If the timer doesn't go boom, I want to know that the timer didn't go boom. Right, okay.
Yeah, no, you're there. And I'm going to break it down because you had two different things there. Thing number one was that you're starting the timer. That's the important thing, right? That's the only thing that happens when the button starts.
I suppose we got to make a timer.
So we got to make a timer. So let's think about that first. And let's put that at the very top of our script. Well, just for argument's sake, we're going to make a timer. And we're going to add to our do one thing when true, we're going to start timer. That's the do one thing when true, right?
Also, we want to stop the timer for sure when we let go of the button, because if it hasn't gone boom, we don't want it to go boom.
Correct. So when false, first thing you do is stop the timer. Absolutely. But then you were just saying that you need something that notifies you whether or not the boom has boomed. So we need something to have a memory of whether or not the timer elapsed. What are the things that we use to remember things in our block controller?
Internally, we are going to use a variable to keep track of boom or no boom.
Yeah. I'm going to call this a flag. So I'm going to say we're going to make a variable. I'm going to call it a flag because I like to think of the idea that, like, you know, if the thing has occurred, the flag goes up. And that you can always look at the flag and see, hey, is the flag up or is the flag down? So we're going to create a variable or flag that indicates if the timer has elapsed. So what does that mean has to happen when the timer elapses?
When the timer goes boom, set the semaphore true.
Exactly. Set the what?
Semaphore.
Oh, okay, yes.
Which is a flag.
Yes, that's how you speak in flag talk. So yeah, so when timer elapses, set the flag true. Okay, so looking down the line so far, we've got a flag that will remember if the timer has occurred. We have a timer. We have the timer that when it finishes its thing, it says it's true. We got buttons. When you press the button, it starts the timer. When the button is depressed, we stop the timer. And then Now that we have this information about whether a flag is up or down, what are we going to do with that information?
Well, okay, so when we let go of the button, we're going to stop the timer.
Yep.
And then we are going to do something if flag is true, and we're going to do something different if flag is false.
Yep. I mean, how many times did he just say the word if? That should tell you what we're looking for, right? We're going to have an if-else statements, right? If flag is high, do one thing, and if flag is low, do another thing.
And I think we also can say that if the flag is true, that means we want to save.
Absolutely.
And if the flag is false, we want to recall.
So let's just write that. So if it's high, we save. And what does that mean? What does it mean to save something?
Save means that we are going to take the camera's string and shove it in the box.
Correct. Take, and we called it the actual PTZ, and shove it in our storage box.
Get in the box.
Get in the box. So conversely, what does it mean when it's low?
It breaks out of the box.
It breaks out of the box. When it's low, if it's low, take it out of the box and send to actual PTZ, which will then send it to the camera because we've already set up those wires that when the actual PTZ changes, it'll go over there.
There's one more thing I think we got to do.
Go on.
When we poke the button, we're going to start the timer, but we also probably should make sure the flag is false.
10,000 points right there, because right now, once this happens once, the flag stays high, right? We have nothing in our script yet that would ever turn the flag low. So this would only work the very first time we run it right now. We definitely need something to set the flag low. And so, yeah, Jeff suggested that happens when the preset button is pressed. At the very beginning of pressing any of those buttons, we could reset the flag. So start timer and reset flag. That would do it. Are there other places you could do it too? Sure, you could do it as part of the release. Maybe after you evaluate if the flag is high or low, you could set it low. You could put that in a variety of different places. As long as you make sure it's some part of this process resets it, you'll probably be pretty good. I think we've got some pretty good working order right here. This looks pretty close. We haven't done the match LED yet. Let's save that for afterwards.
Yeah,
let's do this part first.
That seems to be independent.
Yeah, this seems like it is complete enough to get us there for the actual buttons to work. And how did we do it? We just thought it out. Using normal language and then converting it here. So let's convert it from here into block.